Martin from the Philippines. We're here in Real Talk Lifeline. So today we're going to be talking about money, and in particular, one topic that I find very, very helpful in my life. And this is called the topic of money jars. So, what is this? So, I'll be sharing my screen very quickly and we'll go through this lesson, this very helpful tool or system that helped me become financially stable. So, if that's the what's in it for me, what's the whole point of this video? The biggest benefit I got from these money jars, which I'll be sharing with you today, is it helped me become financially stable. So I'll share a very quick background over here as I share my screen with you. So just today, if you can see this right now over there, boom, 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 boom. So here, this these are the money jars, and don't worry, I'll be zooming in. We're gonna walk through it together. So this system by T. Harv Eker, I first learned this when I attended my Millionaire Mind Intensive. So this was back in 2018. So I attended a seminar, the Millionaire Mind Intensive or MMI at SMX Convention Center, Mall of Asia, Pasay. It's in Metro Manila back in August 31 to September 2, 2018. Since then, I've been applying the money jar system to this day. And then, though I did not become super rich quickly, the biggest benefit I got from it was I felt more financially stable. So this is it over here, and I'll share it with you very, very quickly. So let me stop sharing this screen for a moment. Come back to me. I'm going to be sharing with you the close up. So the zoom in. So let me share this over here. I'm going to share with you a different screen, this one. So let's go through it. Let's walk through it. So this is the zoomed in version of it. So T. Harv Eker's jars, the money management system, was super helpful. One of the biggest key lessons in the Millionaire Mind Intensive seminar I attended. And the point of this here is the single biggest difference between financial success and financial failure is how well you manage your money. This jars, the money jars, is a way, a system, a blueprint on how to manage your money. So you could set yourself up to create financial freedom, and then you'd never have to work again. So you can work because you choose to, not because you have to. So over here, how do you do it? You can set it up through 6 bank accounts because there's 6 jars, or use actual jars. And each time you receive income, divide your money in the jars using the guidelines below. You can even start with as little as one, right? 150, as long as you get to divide it. Sometimes for people on a bank payroll, like auto debit, auto credit, like that, it you get down to the centavo here in the Philippines, right? So sometimes your pay isn't even 100 pesos that comes in commission, whatever income wise. Sometimes it's in butal, like meaning 53 pesos, 65 pesos, and cents, right? So there is a way to actually divide it online using your banking accounts more exact. So no problem. So before I walk through this, because we're going down to the first jars over here. Whoop. So like a little sneak peek over there. A quick background on this. So I'm gonna go back to this. Don't worry. Why am I sharing this with you? So 2018, I shared when I first learned this. Where was I? So I was a financial consultant. I started in 2014, aka life insurance agent. So for those who can relate, who have done it or have met one over here, we also deal with investments, etc., like that. So what happened was I started producing in 2016. I did my first $1 million round table, 2017, and I was going on my third $1 million round table in 2018. So here in the Philippines, that means you're gonna earn around a million in the year. Now, Philippine peso context, that's a lot. here in the country, wherever you are. If you're in the US, you're earning dollars or whatever currency in your country is. So I'm just speaking on behalf of someone here in the Philippines. So a lot of money. Why did I attend this money mindset seminar? I had a million. You can say, imagine you have a million in your bank account, cash. One day, I go to a dealer, motorcycle, big bike, and then I buy this motorcycle brand new from the casa, from the shop, 500,000. I withdraw that in cash from the bank, go in there with a brown paper bag full of cash, pay for it. And I felt good. I really wanted that motorcycle, big bike, brand new. Now, after enjoying it for a day, what happened was half of my bank account was wiped out. And it took me at that time, 2018, I was about uh 31 years old already, turning 31 that time. Again, 2018, right? So I felt this really bad imposter syndrome. Just to keep it simple, I just felt very unstable financially. Now I was a financial consultant, financial advisor, and $1 million round table. And I felt like a fake because it took me 28 years, that long, to save up 1 million. And then it took me just one day to wipe out half of it. So good evening again to the people watching the live and the replay as well. Thank you for joining in. We're learning about money today, so enjoy the lesson. I'll make this as fun as possible. So my background was I took a money mindset seminar because, believe it or not, as a financial advisor, financial consultant, even as $1 million roundtable member qualifier, we weren't taught. So that's the dark side people won't tell you. I know people, $1 million roundtable, baon sa utang, meaning, from personal experience, my money was almost wiped out. There are some people who are even in deeper debt just because you think that that they're earning a lot of money. I'm showing you behind the scenes from personal experience. Now, there are people who do well. So I'm sharing you the best lessons that have helped me stay financially stable. And you can even reach a higher level of abundance. So I'll go back to the money jars because this lesson, the best part of that money mindset seminar in the Millionaire Mind Intensive was the mindset, not the money. So the best simple way I'll say this is this blueprint, the money jars over here. It's like learning a proper diet or a proper workout program, a blueprint. Whereas if you win the lotto, like you win, someone just gives you 1 million or 10 million pesos, like that. That's like getting a liposuction. So what will happen to someone who gets liposuction? If you don't change your mindset, your blueprint, your habits, what will happen is you're going to gain the weight back, right? If you win the lotto and you don't change your mindset, your blueprint, your habits, you're going to lose the money back. So the money jars help me become financially stable and grow my wealth as I go through this journey. It's been 7 years already since I've been applying the lesson, and I'll go back. How do you do it? Well, let me show you. So this is from Mr. T. Harv Eker himself. So the guy who, the designer of the Millionaire Mind Intensive and the author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, the book. So there are 6 money jars. I'll go through them one by one and I'll flow through it. Don't worry, we're going to recap also as well. So the first money jar over here, if you could see it over here, let me check. Yes, we could see it. So the first one is necessities. So necessities, you use this account for rent, food, electricity, bills, anything for survival, like your basic needs. You might notice there's a percentage over here as a guide. So this is what was taught during the seminar, but you could actually adjust that later on. And I'll share more inputs on that. The next is long term savings for spending. So, what is this? This is money that you set aside. You notice it's a lower percentage, but You keep putting that amount of money, small amount or whatever amount it is, because for one day you will make a big purchase. Personal example, that's how I saved when I was a kid, my allowances, any money that I could for back in the day. What did I spend it on? A skateboard, which was expensive back then, 8,000 pesos. Building my first computer, my rig PC, personal computer. I think that was around 30,000 pesos. So you don't get that money in a day, in a week, in a month usually. You have to save up long term for it. That can also be your rainy day fund, so like an emergency fund. So for those who can relate, you had an emergency fund, you were able to pay for a medical bill, which was a lifesaver. Could be a vacation. On a lighter note, people who love traveling. So when you go on a trip, 5 digits easily, you go on to Hong Kong, Vietnam, Bangkok, Japan, or maybe even further, you could save up for that. So I mentioned the unexpected already, medical expenses or yeah. So next money jar is the play jars over here. So what is this? This is usually the favorite account of spenders. I noticed. So what is this? It's for spoiling yourself and your family. So spoiling yourself is like shopping, a shopping spree. It means leisurely expenses, right? So for me, it can be I buy something that makes me feel good. So in my case, I like guns. So it's whenever I go to the shooting range, which isn't cheap, right? But you spend 1,000 pesos just for ammunition, range fee, etc., like that. So that's play. This is money for your passions. Now I'm a saver personality, so you can watch the video on money personalities that I previously went live on. But this is also very healthy if for the spenders out there, you get it. For the savers like me, saver money personality, the challenge is to actually use our play jar. Why? It's the inner child or it's a healthy expression. So the extreme bad example of this is the Mr. Scrooge, the miser, the saver who doesn't know how to spend their money. They don't know how to have fun. They don't know how to uh they don't invest in passions. So they don't I got into guns, I got into motorcycles. So that's part of the play jar. For you it could be anything else, right? Next, education jar. Use this account for investing in your learning. That can be coaching, mentoring, books, courses. So I took a seminar. Part of why I'm able to share this with you is because I invested. I didn't know I was doing it, but that's the education jar. I took a seminar, and here I am sharing with you the best lessons for free. So I had to invest money into that, and it was worth it. So the last two jars over here, there's a financial freedom account. So you put this account, this is for stocks, mutual funds, passive income vehicles, real estate investing, any other investments. And then very interesting over here, the last jar, money jar is called the give jar. So this is for charitable donations. This is for some people, usually here in the Philippines, that's what they give to the church every Sunday, right? During collection. Now you don't have to. There are people who don't go to church, but they give to charities. High net worth clients, usually that I encounter, very high in their values or priorities is philanthropy. So they have causes, they have these non-profits, whatever you want to call them. That's part of the give jar. And I learned that this is actually very important as well. So without getting too deep, this actually fills your spiritual need or tank over there for contribution, or again, for people who don't believe it, it's written in the Bible, like tithing. And if you believe in karma, I do, it's part of that. When you help someone, again, it doesn't have to be giving to the church only. Maybe you bought food for a homeless person. Maybe you helped someone who was in need financially. I have personally experienced that. and then you could do that for someone else. That is the give jar. So that's a quick walkthrough of the money jars. I'm gonna go out of this screen sharing so it's back a little more fun interacting. So quick quiz. What are the money jars? So let's fill them up over here, right? So the first one, you could type people watching the live or the, well, for the live, the replay, I'll check your comments after, of course. So what's the name one money jar? People watching the live right now. And I'll write it down. So one money jar over here mentioned is necessities. So their neck necessities shortcut, right? And that's again for your basic survival, food, clothing, shelter. For some, it's rent. For some, they're paying for electricity. They're paying for, there's basic needs. So another money jar next is people watching the live, your comments over here. It is okay. So put this over here. The next money jar is play. And again, spenders, you get it. You do this all the time. Sometimes you do this too much. Savers out there, money personality savers, our challenge is to actually use the play jar to, have that healthy balance. It's not all saving and like it's not even delayed gratification. It's like we're denying our gratification. So there's also a healthy balance. It's also to explore your passions, whatever you're passionate about. It could be motorcycles, guns, it could be crochet, it could be what is it? Like put it in the comments what you're passionate about. That's what the play jar is for. The next money jar over here is very important, education. So education again, give some examples, comment down below, people watching the live or the replay. I invested in seminars in the start, 500 pesos. That's like 10 US dollars. Was already expensive for me. Then I started attending Millionaire Mind Intensive. Tickets range from 5,000 to 12,500. The VIP I paid for to Quantum Leap, 310,000, like 6,000 US dollars. Tony Robbins, 5,000 US dollars. Date with Destiny. So all of that is the education. Now it could be training, it could be a seminar, it could be a boot camp, anything that you learn mentally. I would even say emotionally, if you invest like in this, yoga, emotional training seminar, how to handle, you know, level up your EQ. That's part of education. So it's not just intellectual, it's emotional. I would even say spiritual at times. Sometimes physical too. I guess if you go for a gym or a training membership like that. So you could put it there. Next, after education is, I'd say, give. What is the give account again for? So I think that's the spiritual secret jar over here. So some of us, so there are two sides I would balance the give jar. Some people give so much that they forget about themselves. I think that's very common here in the Philippines. So they give so much that they don't even leave anything else for themselves. Now the reason why the money jars exist is so you can balance it out. There are people here that they give all their money, everything like that, and they don't even leave money left for their own necessities. And while some may think that makes them look like a martyr or like they're trying to get bogey points, bonus points for heaven, I don't realistically that's not balanced and that's not healthy, right? And people might say God will help me, but I also believe God will help us if we help ourselves, right? If we do it right or do it smartly. Another money jar over here is, what's another one? Long-term savings for spending. So I'll put that here. All right. Long-term savings for spending. So that one is the rainy day fund, big purchases. Some people will say, Martin, you can also use it this way. What if I have a credit card to pay? What if, I have debt, utang to pay? You can use that, you know, long-term savings to pay that off. Some might be paying off, some might be using this jar also for the retirement fund. Again, financial consultants, financial advisors, right? You have a long term policy or plan or program where you're paying monthly, building a retirement fund, building a long term fund. You could use it for that. So, Martin, you missed one jar. There are five, but there's six. There's six, right? So, I intentionally did that because one jar I'm learning and I want to highlight over here is this one. So this is one of the core lessons I learned. So this one on the top, you could see FFA. I'll even highlight it. Let's put some special effects over here for those who just want to get the point further. FFA, financial freedom account, is the secret on how get we solve the mystery of money. What does that mean? That's how we become financially independent, financially free. And I'm going to share with you a photo very quickly over here. So you get it, the point. So share my screen. This one, boom. So for those who see it over there, it's called 7 levels of financial freedom. So what is this financial freedom account about? So people who are watching the live and on the replay, you can comment as well. I'll ask you, what level are you at in this scale over here? Are you level one, where you figure out where you are financially and where you want to go? Are you at level two, where you've actually moved out of mom and dad's and you can cover your expenses? Are you level three, where you're saving some money and no longer living paycheck to paycheck? So people might say, okay, that's part of the money jars already, right? Level four stability is you have no bad debt and 6 months worth of expenses for emergencies. So you're starting to see one of the jars there already, right? Long term savings, LTSS. Now, flexibility, you have at least 2 years of expenses. So you have 2 years of expenses saved and you could take a year off work. So people are wondering, how long can you save for the LTSS, long term savings for spending? Even 2 years. Why? Why would you save that long? Well, if you want to take a year off work, right? You save enough resources to help you get through that. Number six is actually the goal of the FFA, the financial freedom account. This one over here. This one. So, what is the goal? You can live off the income your investments generate. So, what is that? It's when all the investments, all the assets, which you saw earlier, real estate, investments, anything giving you cash flow, dividends, interest, payouts, like that, however you want to do it, that's the goal of the FFA, financial independence. Now, what's level seven? Now, I'd say this is a combination already of the FFA and the give jar. So abundant wealth is money isn't a concern and you have more than you'll ever need. So some might wonder, if I keep building, money is abundant, infinite supply, then what do I do with it? Well, that's where the give jar comes in. So, and then on a spiritual level, it's like your cup runneth over. So you're giving from the overflow. Ironically, it just keeps coming back in also because of the system and the blueprint that we've built. So back to me on the money jars. I'm going to share something very quick too, because some of you, to end this live, might be wondering, How do you do it? So quick FAQs, meaning frequently asked questions. I'm going to go through it very quickly. So let me share very quick an album over here, which is from my Millionaire Mind Intensive. Let me share my screen one last time over here. So this one, boom. This one. So how do you set up your money jars? T. Harv Eker said that you could do it through actual bank accounts. Oops, pardon. Let me fix that. So I'm going to share. Stop the screen sharing. I'm going to share the correct screen. This one. There, if you guys could see it. So you can even see a date when I did that. Remember, I shared August 31 to September 2, 2018. I set this up September 15, 2018. Now, FAQs, quick questions. You could set up the money jars through 6 bank accounts. So how do you do that? Open a bank account. Again, if you want, this is the best way that I've done it, because you could do physical money jars, you could do envelopes, you could do shoe boxes like that, literally. Now, in this day and age, the year 2025, we can do it through bank accounts. So much better, more exact. And I would say it's even easier. So I used one bank for this. This is not a sponsor or promote any bank in particular. So let's say with my BPI, Bank of the Philippine Islands account, I didn't know this, but you can actually open more than one bank account. And from over the years of my first job, I opened another savings account for I had a personal, then I had to open another one for my payroll account. I asked if I could open more. Short answer is yes. So you may have to speak to the bank manager or the bank customer service to help you with this. And then be smart. You can open savings accounts and they can help you with that. So the minimum maintaining balance isn't high, just keep it at the basic one, nothing fancy. So I did this 2018 and I've been doing it until now. And as you could see, I labeled each of my bank accounts as money jars. So another frequently asked question is, can I use different banks? Yes, you can. So you can have 6 different banks and then accounts in each. Next question. Martin, why did you choose only one bank? Because the benefit of having multiple bank accounts, as over here, you could see in this comment over here, why don't you try different banks? Is let me read one of the comments over here. So one is if the bank gets hacked, it gives you more security if you have multiple banks like that. I think there was another comment here that it can build relationships. So you may save time and money, but it's nice to have a record and a good relationship from different banks because you don't know when you might need their help, especially if you do loans, etc., like that. So I appreciate this comment. Now, where I'm coming from is this: I don't like making loans. I appreciate having one trusted bank. Again, it's a calculated risk, but choose a big bank that is stable. And another reason is when you have different banks, there are interbank fees or transfers, which could pile up. And I don't like that. So when you have an account and it's all under the same bank and you do online banking in this day and age, you use the app, online banking, there are no transfer fees. And I love it. It's fast, it's instant, etc. like that. So you could use bank accounts. I've done this in 2018. I continue to do it to this day. And another question here, again, I'll reiterate about this is it's more of the blueprint, more of the system. The habit is more important than the amount again. So what does that mean? I'm going to go back to you guys over here. This is not some magic pill liposuction method, right? Wherein if I want to lose weight, do the liposuction. Usually that doesn't work. You'll gain the weight back. Why? If you don't change your diet, you don't change the way your lifestyle, like your exercise, right? Then it will go back to the way it was before, right? Now, with the money jars, it sets your money, it sets your money habit, your money blueprint at a level where you become more financially stable. Ideally, here, especially if you crank it up, so I'm highlighting the FFA up here, you can actually adjust the percentages. So originally it's like 10%, 10%, 50% for necessities, I adjusted the give jar because in the seminar originally the give jar was 5% only. But they say you could increase it to 10%. So I believe in that. And I'm someone who's very skeptical and been testing the give jar. So it's a very good healthy practice on how to give to charity. Again, I don't mean this in a forced manner, like give to the church every Sunday, even if you don't want to. You don't have to give to the church. Help someone in need, right? Financially, if you don't have money in the moment, maybe you had food, right? Use your time, your talent, your effort, like that. Just like how I'm doing this live right now. It's part of my give jar. Now, the FFA, I believe this is the secret of all these Chinese Filipino businessmen. You can actually increase the percentage higher. Is it possible to live your life with less than 50% of your money on necessities? So the spoiler is yes, you can. And usually the high net worth and the ultra high net worth, one of the secrets I learned from them, the truly wealthy, is they live a very simple life. They're not flashy. It's the stereotypical Binondo Chinese businessman who just wears a white t-shirt, shorts, and slippers. So their necessities, it's very low. But their FFA, their financial freedom account, which they put into business, they put into investments, it's generating cash flow, it's generating money, it's very high. So they're financially independent, financially free, or reach that level of abundance. So you could use this guide, the money jars. I've been using it since 2018 to this day. And the biggest benefit I got, some of you may get rich. Some of you, maybe you discovered actually how to balance your life from a miser. You actually started learning how to use your play jar. Some of you may have learned to actually give to charity now in the right way, not forced, right? Some of you may have set up your emergency fund for the very first time. Some of you may have learned that you can actually invest in your own self, personal development, education, learning. Education, again, isn't just going to school or getting a master's or doctorate degree. It can be you signed up for, ice bath training, physical. You went on a healing retreat, something like that. Anything where you learn or become a better person and you invest into it. And then most people are just living here in necessities. So the secret, financial freedom account. And before I end this live, comment down below if you like this live, comment money if you want to learn more about money. Comment live if you want to join me like this and you want to do a different topic. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be money only. It can be about relationships, it can be about health, it can even be about spirituality, deeper life purpose if you want. Now, for those of you who are more personal, you want to do one on one coaching with me, comment clarity call down below, and then I'll reach out to you. We can do a video call together. Usually it just takes about an hour. Question is, what is your biggest challenge in life right now that you feel stuck with? So what I do is I'll listen to you first and then help each other break through to get you unstuck. So lastly, this is the money jars again. Hope you learned something. Comment down your favorite lesson in this live or in the replay. What is the lesson you love most from this money jars? Also, if you have any questions, comment down below. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time.